Hello and welcome back to A Foreigner and Family in the Philippines. And this is going to be a Yamashita gold treasure vault video and a fence mending video and a Falcata update video. We had some washout occur over here which took out the fence pretty good, knocked out like 10 posts over here, which isn't bad actually. Up at the beginning of this creek is where it is bad. Took out maybe 20 posts up there, so that's going to be an issue. And apparently it can come through here when it floods, and I had a feeling it did, but I didn't know it would come through like that. And this one brought a bunch of extras, a bunch of extra rocks and stuff, because someone up there is digging for treasure. Dug for treasure. They are finished digging. Apparently they found their crate of gold treasure from supposedly Yamashita gold. They had a backhoe, and that's what they were digging for, and apparently they found it. Oh, but it also, and that's just the story I've heard. I didn't actually see any gold, but those bananas that we planted, it did that to the bananas. So it washed away some of these creek bananas. Oh, they're gone on this side. I mean, the remnants are sprouting back over there. And I've had some folks ask about the Falcata, so there it is in all its glory. The Falcata is still alive in some places. This is one of the places it's alive. Probably gonna, if I go up this creek here, just to take a look at what kind of damage was done. With this person digging for treasure. I mean, they're not even building a structure or something. They just so they could dig for treasure, but I guess it paid off. Apparently they found their treasure. It caused all of this additional, all these rocks to come washing through. It would have just been apparently water, but which caused a lot of damage. I don't know if you probably have, well, if they found their treasure, I mean, then they could be, typically, you go after, say, hey, you're responsible for that damage. But you'd be like, oh, we can't pay anything. Well, if you found your treasure, you can pay. So, the Falcata here, that one's getting kind of big. Some of these need to get pruned. We're getting back to the weeding. It's just kind of tough getting over here. We've got so much going on the farm, and it was the only reason I planted Falcata over here. And yes, I do regret it, is because before we could take over the property on the farm, the rental contract with Del Monte had to end, and they pulled that, where they extended it for a year. And it is our fault. I mean, it was in the contract that it was available, but it was at our consent. But they just bullied that. I mean, we didn't have that. The property was sold, and we didn't get the chance to. We made sure that wasn't going to happen, but it did. So it happened, and I had to do something while I was here. It was supposed to be getting started over there on the farm, but and we were going to go here, but there were some other issues that had gotten resolved. I don't know, just I don't recommend. Probably wouldn't have come here knowing all that would happen. Coming here, how it would go. So I'm walking up this, and I'll stop for a minute, take a look at some of the banana here, like that. A lot of those are still good, and those are Lacatan. Some of them are sprouting up nicely. Another good, decent shot of the Falcata up there. We're actually doing some weeding now, so it's going to look a lot better. It still has that Falcata has those worm balls. And I'm just going to be, as I'm going, I'm just going to be going back and forth probably between the Falcata and the the bananas planted here and the any gold treasure signs that I see. Now that I've got a confirmed Yamashita gold treasure case finding, I don't know how they ended up with a map, but they were adamant about finding it, and they just dug and dug, really tore this, made just a whole lot of rocks and debris washed down just because of all their digging. This is slimy. I don't want to slip on some slimy rock and bust my giant, medium size. All right. So that's a little bamboo action over here, or not bamboo. I just saw some bamboos coming up, but a little papaya with little baby papayas. And I still have not eaten a papaya yet. I've had several at home ready to. I guess they let them go in the fridge, and I didn't get them cut up or try actual papaya. I only had the mixed fruit. This is the bamboo. This is how tough it is to eradicate bamboo. We burned on this thing and cut on it, and here it is. The bamboo. Revenge of the bamboo. This is right under here, right under this rock. Now it has even shifted now a little bit, but that is where the well previously was, where my treasure is supposed to be, at the bottom of this well that was previously here. And now you can tell that it's changed from my previous video. Like to see a treasure vault sign. Some of these, every little nook and cranny starts to look like a sign. It could be. And the little lines there, it looks like, oh, they marked it. They marked it right there. X marks the spot. It's pretty. It's beautiful, but too many treasure stories. Too many treasure stories around here. This is one of the haunted trees I made a deal with. Just gonna leave you alone. And as you can see, they're huge. It takes up a lot of space. Like everything under here is kind of clear. I know bananas are sun-loving, but they can tolerate the shade. They get enough sun. I should have planted some bananas around here since I can't plant the Falcata trees. I can fill in like that little triangle there. I can fill in a little area of that side up there around it. And you can see the Falcatas. That, you see some bigger ones up there. There was a strip up there of Falcatas that are about a year older. That was the ones that were planted. Those were the ones that were planted 2 by 2. I came through. That spacing was too tight. They were dying. But we thinned that out, and it actually looks like they are making a comeback. They look healthy. It was like I could have gone through and pushed any one of them over because they were just looking like they were dying. But they are making a comeback now. So some more banana got washed out. On this side too, so maybe plant some of these back, plant again. I didn't want to take away space from the Falcata growing area, and I knew we had more Falcata to fill back in, because of course, like by the creek, or where the vine weeds are the worst, and the vine weeds are the first to kill the Falcata. That weed is probably, has the highest mortality rate for the Falcata, or the various vine weeds. And so they're closest to the creek when we try to stay up on them, but they still come out before you can get them. So I made the video once before, and this does look totally different. Things are coming back. These Gymolina on the side keep coming back, which is fine. They're not hurting the Falcata, but we are getting back over here to do some weeding. Oof. Yep, more bananas got washed out. Because I went up along the creek, and just to refresh, I went up and down the creek on each side. There's another creek like this. This one runs up this way. There's another one right on the other side of this hill. And we planted the bananas there as well. But most of the washout occurred on this one. And over by on the farm where the house is, we need actually some of this rock because my road sucks. But that's neat, a little pool. On the Falcata here, it's a little sunny, a little tough to see. Heavily weeded over here. These Falcata are not doing as nice as in some of the other areas. But we are making our way over here to weed. After the weeding, I want to get another fertilizer down on it. And we're supposed to replant a bunch of Falcata. Because I had some in the nursery, but then they got big in the nursery. We brought those over here last week and planted those in various spots. Probably could have used a whole lot more. Wow. So this is how bad the flooding was. Even if these bananas had a little bit more time to get established, they would have knocked over a couple like this one, but then you've got all these suckers, but they didn't get a chance. They weren't here long enough to get that before this. But I mean, for the flooding to even reach this high up, we're talking the banks over here, and it even came through over this far over. That's wild. And we did have some heavy rains, and I know that apparently that can happen sometimes here. Ooh. Looks like that Falcata didn't make it. Oh, right into a spider web. I'm not big on those. And fortunately, most of the spiders here are non-venomous. There are a couple of invasive species that are venomous, but they're apparently rare. But I still don't like spiders. Because where I'm from, back home in Florida, we have the black widow and the brown recluse. As well as rattlesnakes, copperheads, and water moccasins. And here we have cobras and some other venomous snakes. Oh. So I went right by it here. There is another haunted tree. And past the one back there. This is one of the mango trees, which I had actually gotten up in and thinned out and pruned this year. It needs to be weeded as well. We've got about 6 mangoes here, and so that was nice. And this is where we needed to get over to weed. This is where I said we needed to start weeding because the weeds are the worst here, because the vine weeds are the worst in this section. And you can see, we've got Falcata covered in vines. The Falcata are all covered in vines here. Right there, covered in vines. Whoa. So, but this is a neat little area with the, as far as the rocks go. I mean, it looks majestic and enchanted a little bit. It's messed up right now because of the all the wash through here. And up there, there's we have a caretaker, Looney. He's got a little place up there, bamboo house. And so, this is, I made it to the, basically the edge of the property. I'm just kind of looking. Again, we've got, there we go. Here are some of the fence posts that are down. Got some more. And fortunately, yeah, a lot of these are going to be reused, so that'll be great. I think we got some new neighbors over there. I don't think they've ever seen me, so it's a kind of a big deal. They see me, they spotted the Americans, so it's going to be a big deal here. Not that I'm looking for it. Oh. But it'd probably be some way to weasel money out of me. You'll be like, look, your fence, our fence, you destroyed our fence. Somehow I'm responsible for it, my fence. And I am. I'm coming over here to fix my fence. But they'll be like, you owe us pesos for that. And I only say that, I don't know, just from experience. So coming up here, you see some more broken fence posts over here. There's one. I'm coming up here to survey. I'm sorry. I'm just taking a look at what we got going on for fence repair. Some of this barbed wire might be a little difficult to get to. Okay, so the line does go up, and I see the line. It might be tough for you to see, but I see it because I can look at the other fence posts coming down. But I mean, that's pretty nasty washout. Just some butthole can take a backhoe and dig for several months and look for treasure. But then the word is he actually found it. So I guess I would do the same. I would do the same. Oh. I'm like looking for I didn't realize the creek was on this side over here, but it is. And that's the fence there. So it looks like there's a stretch here that's going to be all replaced fence posts. And I got distracted with the neighbors there. I'm going to stop and take a look at the, looks like a lot of all the bananas here got washed out. But I got the worm. That's that worm doo-doo ball. And we're going to see about getting some Poradan, and put that down at the base and whack that off while they still can. I know when they get tall, it can be hard for those worms because before they get to any greenery, it's a hike up there. But I'm looking at, you can see all the vine weeds coming up on this. So this is the next area we need to hit for the weeding. And for me, anytime I come over here, when I haven't been over here in a little bit, it's the worst area. That's why I say on both sides of the creek, like 3 rows up, we need to take those weeds out first, because those are where the vine weeds are the strongest, and they have the highest kill rate on the trees. And so I'm seeing some those gemolinas that were here that are sprouting back up. Have to trim those just like they're a weed, or they will shade out the Falcata there. But this is a neat little spot as well. I just want to go up this creek. I hadn't been over this way too much. It was kind of tough to get around before the change. And by the change, I mean the washdown that kind of changed the topography a little bit. But lots of big rocks. And again, I've mentioned it before. This area was supposed, but that could have been the treasure that the guy digging with the backhoe found. The one that they claimed was actually here. But this area is supposed to have a treasure as well, and we found an area where it looked like some little hut, and someone had been digging a couple holes. Had one really big hole. There are some. This is the other area where we have some bamboo. I was hoping we had some mature. I was leaving a patch, so because bamboo is so useful, but it looks like none of that bamboo is mature enough to use for some additional fence posts. So definitely a neat little area here as well. And a lot of this is new. None of this was exposed at all, and it really is now. It's kind of neat. That banana could be weeded. It looks like this whole area, it's like we skipped that little section up there for Falcata. And I'm looking for the fence post. I see a fence post there. So it's a little tough to see the fence line there, but I'm going to go ahead and end her there. I've rambled on long enough, but that was a little update. I wanted to just show what's going on with those bananas we planted over here. Had some washout. Definitely the Falcata update. They're growing stronger in some places. We need to get over here and fertilize again, and yeah, get this fence mended and get on those weeds. So that'll be all for now. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.